Welcome Oviedo residents and neighbors to Oviedo's virtual park bench, where we feature Oviedo residents and businesses so that you can get to know them better and then hopefully choose to go out and support them and keep the city of Oviedo thriving. I am your host. My name is Kellie Blackwell. I'm a residential realtor with the Ben Laube Homes team of eXp Realty, and I serve the Oviedo and Central Florida surrounding area on residential buying and selling. So I want to welcome you here. I'm also the sponsor of a website designed specifically for Oviedo residents and neighbors to go to learn about all things Oviedo. So it talks about Oviedo news, discusses upcoming information on community events. It will have homes for sale, coupons and deals in the area. So I do hope you'll check it out. It's at parkbench.com/Oviedo, OVIEDO. So today, I'm really happy to be featuring an Oviedo resident, and we're doing something a little different because normally what I do is a lot of questions and answers. It's sort of an interview, but really what I'm doing today is giving her a platform to speak about something she's very passionate about. Now, this is Mi'chele Cetto.
That's correct.
And we met last year, and she was instrumental in helping to set up an interview between me and the owner of Pet Supplies Plus Oviedo, where she's a key staff member. She's also key in helping them be involved all throughout the community, supporting many different events and other businesses, the Caroline Elementary School, and more. So in learning more about her, I learned about an organization that really helped her family out at a time that was needed. And she's very passionate about it, and she can certainly do more justice to it than I can. So I'm just going to allow her to provide you some information because we think it's beneficial to other people and that people should know about it. First, I do want to start, though, with you are an Oviedo resident.
I'm an Oviedo resident,
and
proud of it.
How long have you been here?
I have been here since, oh gosh, I was in college at UCF. My parents moved into Oviedo, down in downtown Oviedo, into Lake Charm. And when I came back out of the military after losing my husband in combat, my sons were 4 and 6, and we moved here specifically to be near Caroline, to be near family, to be near a community that we knew would support us. And that very night that we came back, they had the Optimist group put police cars filled with teddy bears at our front door, and they stayed there all night.
Wow.
And those were memories that made things worth coming home for.
Right.
So
it is. I repeat this in multiple videos I've done with residents and businesses, that the reason why people come here and or stay here is because of the support that this community provides, business to business and person to person. And no matter the fact that we've had a lot of growth and development, it really hasn't changed that overall feel. So I thank you for sharing that. And I'm going to allow you to.
So you and I had a conversation when we were working for Pet Supplies Plus and putting things together about the support that Oviedo has provided to the Gary Sinise Foundation, and what was the Gary Sinise Foundation, and what was Snowball Express, and what made it so unique. And throughout the time that we have lived here in Oviedo, every Christmas, Gary Sinise and Snowball Express have come together and created a 4-day weekend over the Christmas, because when you have a traumatic event and you've lost a parent, lots of times family kind of gets discombobulated and distanced. So they bring 4,000 children together with their surviving spouses and parents, and provide them a Christmas together as a family, almost like a family reunion. And Lieutenant Dan Band with Gary Sinise performing comes in. He plays for the kids, and it's something that he has actually brought here to Orlando. And during that weekend, there's a walk of gratitude where the kids get together and they get to send a letter off to their parent. And it either goes off with a little ringing bell like Tinkerbell, or it goes off with a balloon with their message. And people from that community get together and provide support and write signs and stand on the side of the road and wave, or they'll bring their service dogs and walk along the parade route and shake hands with the kids or wave at the kids as they go by. And they make it a memorable experience, a happy experience, which sometimes that's kind of hard to provide when you're trying to stay stable in a house with kids that don't understand why a parent might be missing.
So I want to back up just a minute to make it very clear. So this is for families where one or both parents are or have been in the military and one of them have not come home from service. And so the children and their surviving spouse, if there is one, are obviously having to deal with that aftermath. And so this is where this organization steps in. And
if you are in the situation where you are a veteran who has lost a spouse in combat and you provide the DD 1300 that explains where they currently are posthumously at the moment, then you provide that to them and they send you back an invitation and they kind of embrace you similar to a long distance relative and say, hey, let's get together for Christmas. And because of COVID right now, they've not been able to do that, but they're still reaching out with Zooms and little snowflake events. They've taught me a lot about social media, about being able to extend within a community, how a community can interact with each other. And when you talk about Oviedo, this most recent Snowball Express, they came to Disney. And the only high school that participated with volunteers and an honor guard, color guard for the Pledge of Allegiance and those things was Haggerty High School here in Oviedo. And the principal, Mr. Frazier, sent his crew, and I think he came out as well, and showed their support for the kids. So they get a volunteer T-shirt. All the kids that are in there get a T-shirt saying, remember my hero. And we all run around in different colored T-shirts that all have Gary Sinise on the front of them. So if I can give this one to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
This is a shirt.
So I want to make sure they know what we're saying here when we talk about the Gary Sinise Foundation.
Now, Gary Sinise actually does other small snowflakes in the area. They work in conjunction with places like Mission Barbecue in Oviedo. And they will put together Memorial Day functions where somebody will put together a small parade, maybe go to a cemetery where there's a memorial being held, and then they'll bring them back and provide each veteran a free meal or a token of some kind. But Gary Sinise will step in and show support and notify the families, hey, this is going on. It's an opportunity. Sometimes he'll come into one of the military bases here in Florida and say, come on over, we're going to have a concert. And he'll bring out his little Lieutenant Dan band. It's not little, it's like 30-piece orchestra.
Wow.
But it's a really nice experience. And every experience that we've had with him, he's been very personable, very kind, very gracious. He's an excellent chief of an organization that we hold dear.
And you have been back repeatedly. You've participated over the years. And and you find that with other families too. So it is, like you said, almost extended family because you see the same people returning. And it's like
you see the growth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see when new people come in, you recognize that expression of trauma. And you usually can empathize and you can relate and almost release some of what your growth is in the pattern as well. He's been in Gary Sinise created the foundation out of what was Snowball Express. He had just kind of enveloped it with whatever he was doing for veterans because he does a lot of other work. There's something called RISE that he works with that creates homes for veterans that are 100% service connected and wounded. And then obviously Snowball Express is mostly for the children, and it's separate because if you go to a TAPS event, which is
go ahead.
Hold on. This is TAPS. This is a tragedy assistance program for survivors, and sometimes they'll have an event that's for siblings or older individuals that are still struggling with grief, still trying to figure out what exactly really happened and where do I contact resources. And kids can get trampled when you got a crowd of people trying to figure out, well, where's the convention at?
Right.
So this is a convention that's held mostly just for the young moms and the young kids. It is exclusive of those under 5 years old, and it has a cutoff date of 18 where those kids can actually come back as alumni and help others.
That's
peer
awesome.
Support.
Yeah, that's very important, peer support.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned Memorial Day, so is there something coming up this Memorial Day?
So we are working together with a couple different organizations, Pet Supplies Plus in Oviedo, which I live 700 feet from there. I chose my exact location for Carillon Elementary, which is another one of our small business partners. And we've got Pet Supplies Plus is going to support Carillon Elementary on the 31st of March with a PTA event. It's called Critters in Costume, and all of the little elementary kids can come through in their costume and do a little egg hunt, and we'll have special representatives that are certified in exotic reptiles to speak. We're going to have therapy dogs to read, but we're going to continue to build on looking for service dogs and for therapy dogs. We're looking to join forces with Mission Barbecue and also Canines for Warriors. We'd like to see them come out as well, and any other organization that feels they have a tie with this.
Right.
Because we've done memorial ceremonies almost every year for the last 15 years, and we've seen quite a few. One of the things that stands out is the comfort that you find in a service dog, and the comfort that you find being able to relate to someone who will not give you an expression of grief or empathy or desire that they see grief from you.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Because you want to guard yourself, and you want security, and you want those things that may have been pulled from you in whatever traumatic experience. Service dogs do that in a way to just hang their tongue out and let it all be as it should be.
Right.
And if we can bring that together for Memorial Day, have a little bit of family barbecue, hug a little four-legged friend, that's the goal. We don't have everything set in place.
Okay.
But it'll be Memorial Day, and it'll be an event.
All right. And do you have information if someone has some sort of need, like they didn't know this existed, but they're going through this now? Is there?
There are several different organizations. So you could talk with the Gary Sinise Foundation. You can talk with TAPS, which is taps.org. You are welcome to give me a call, and I can put you in touch with just about every one of those organizations. I'm a veteran myself. I'm an Air Force veteran of 10 years, and I'm 100% service connected. So I understand some background there. And
do you want to share then contact information?
Certainly. I can be found at Pet Supplies Plus almost 7 days a week.
Yes, don't lie about that. She never takes a day off. We had to do this she actually took some days off, and we're doing this now while she had a moment to breathe because she's always working or volunteering.
Well, the number there is 407-359-5599.
And just ask for Mi'chele Cetto.
Yep. Any one of them will point you my direction.
And Gary Sinise, it's spelled Sinise, Gary Sinise Foundation. So if you're searching for the organization to get in touch with.
Yeah. So I think maybe one last thing. Yep. My children have carried this to show and tell every year. And this is their father, my family. This is his memorial. And you could see it's scuffed up because they took it to school and carried it with their lunchbox. But you're not alone in whatever you're trying to go through. And there's a story and a journey with every single one of us. And Oviedo is wonderful for keeping us small and connected. So this is my show and tell.
Well, I want to thank you very much for taking time out of your time off to do this. I really appreciate it. She's been awesome. I've covered a couple of her events to the best of my ability. And so I hope we continue to have the connection and anything I can do to help. So thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this. This is Mi'chele Cetto, and she can be reached at Pet Supplies Plus at 4250 North Alafaya Trail.
Yep.
My name's Kellie Blackwell. I'm an Oviedo and Central Florida residential realtor. My number is, I changed my number, 407-890-1842. So if you are a business or a resident who would like to be featured for whatever reason, please feel free to reach out to me and I would be happy to do that. And otherwise, I hope you enjoy this and take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.